What can I say? Inspiration hits at any time. A line from Logic's new Man I Is song. So weirdly enough, I was listening to that song when I went on a run the other day along the river, and as I was looking at the water, I felt really inspired to just paint it. So later that day, I went into Procreate, created a quick drawing and transferred it to my favourite paper called Arches Hot Press paper. I can't recommend this paper enough. It's so good and you guys need to try it. Once the line work was transferred to the paper, I started painting, and I just used acrylics for this. I use alpha acrylic paint, and I really didn't want to overcomplicate things, so yeah, I just kept with acrylic on the paper and that's it. Now, I haven't really tackled trying to do a realism study in so many years. I literally haven't done it since maybe my time at university, when I would do like portraits on my own in my free time, just to relax a little, and trying to just learn how to get better in my art. So I haven't really tackled it since. I've just been focused on pop art, which is mostly flat colours and really saturated just colours, and I just haven't really tried out realism in my work for a very long time. So going into this, I was a bit, I was excited to get back into it, I looked at Pexels, the website, and what it is like free non-copyrighted images that you can use. So I just got loads of inspiration from there as well, from different types of seascapes and stuff like that, and then I like compiled that into a sketch really, and I took the things I liked, and I definitely recommend you guys do that. When you find reference photos, you should like combine loads of elements that you do like in each photo to then create something new. That's really fun to do, and I haven't really tried that in a while, so this whole process was like so nice to discover it again, kind of, for me, just because it's just been so long since I've tackled this kind of artwork. And I think one of the reasons why I kind of stopped doing it is because I think I just lost meaning in doing it. I don't like when I see or do artwork just because it's cool and it looks real, because I'm not really interested in that. I'm interested more in like the idea that comes from it. So the only way I would do realism like this, and the only reason why I have tried to go into that realm of realism, is because the idea was to combine the two elements of the pop art world and realism. So it's probably been done loads of times before, but in my head I had that idea from when I was running, of just a character floating by on the sea or the river, just to see what that would be like. And I was so curious, I just had to do it. And I'm sure you guys know that feeling, and it's just such a special feeling when you create, and you should never ignore it. You should always go find or go challenge yourself to actually create that idea, because there's only one way to find out, really. So over the years I've been following the work of Robin Sealark, and she's such an amazing YouTuber. She puts out amazing tutorials on realism and just her painting as well, and her art journey. So I've been following her work for ages, and she does a lot of wave paintings and sea paintings and whatever you call it, but she always paints a lot of waves and that, and I've always been interested in it, but I've never really tried it. So this painting gave me the excuse to actually try and see what will happen. So before I started painting, I actually looked at a few of her tutorials on how to do it, just to find a few techniques that I could use for when I actually do paint this thing. So what I found is that she works a lot in layers, and I think with realism and when you imitate life on the canvas, you're actually working in so many layers, and this is a very important thing to remember for when you're actually painting something from life. Now, I don't want to give out too many tips in this video because I feel like I'm still trying to learn it myself, and as soon as I learn it and as soon as I get more comfortable with how to paint things from life again, I'll be happy to share more an in-depth tutorial on how I do it. So for now, I'm just going to share what I learned from watching a few of those videos from Robin Seelark. And yeah, like the main thing is to work in layers, and layers is what's going to help you out and is what's going to really build you a good foundation at the start for getting a nice wash of colour on the paper or the canvas, just so that things start to get built up from there. And then over time of working on the canvas or paper, you can just build up those layers, and then that's really what makes a painting look lifelike. Once you have those layers and shapes built up, that's when things start to come together and it really starts to imitate life. One other great tip that I got from Robin was to always take pictures of your art throughout your time of actually painting the piece. This way it will give you a new perspective, and sometimes that's all you need really. And I find myself struggling a lot if I just stay just in my seat and painting away, because I don't see that a different perspective. And sometimes looking at your work from a different perspective can really show you new things and new mistakes that have arisen that you didn't originally see while sitting down closely to your painting. So taking a step back or taking a picture of your work it can be really great. And as you can see on screen now, I've been going over things that I don't like, and starting again with parts of it where I knew I made the mistake of not doing a certain thing with the shading and tone of the water. And I think water is especially challenging because of how light works with the water. And painting the water was something that I really struggled with, and I think that was the main challenge in this piece. I really think I need to put in a lot more work and a lot more studying into how water works and how can you achieve that same feeling of water in the real life onto your canvas. I'm not going to be too hard on myself because this is my first time really painting water, but I've realised that I kind of have to be aware, and I think every artist has to be aware of what they're doing wrong and what they could work on, so that next time you could work on that and get that better, and eventually you won't have to worry about that problem. And this is exactly what keeps me going and makes me really interested in my art. There's always something to improve on, and discovering these new techniques and new avenues of the art, it kind of is endless, and that's always been so cool to me. And I just want to learn it all, and I've always had that desire to learn it all. And when these things happen, when the inspiration hits, you have to be ready, and you have to really embrace that inspiration so that you can create something completely new and completely different. I think that's one of the gifts we have as artists. We can create whatever that comes to mind, and when those things happen, when those ideas occur, don't ignore them. I've ignored them in the past, and I feel like if I embraced every idea and didn't say to myself that, oh, that's a terrible idea, why would I try that, it could have been very different. And that's what I've realized, and I hope you guys can embrace that, those ideas that you have. no idea is a terrible idea until you actually try it. Once it's in the real world, you can really judge it then, but in your head it's kind of an abstract thing. So yeah, I can't wait, and I can't wait to try this style again and kind of build upon it and really get better and study more of Robin's work just to see how she does it again. And just keep doing it. That's what I'm gonna do. The sketchbook that I was working in has 12 pages in total, so I think for the next few videos I'm just gonna be working in that book, developing this idea of combining the two worlds together, and just see where it goes and see how much I can improve my work. And I think sharing tips along the way that I've learnt from doing it can really benefit you guys, and maybe you guys can try the same type of thing. So yeah, I hope you guys have enjoyed. Let me know if you have any questions, or let me know your thoughts below on this piece. The feedback I've been getting on Instagram so far has been very positive. A lot of you guys have been liking it, which is really cool. Remember guys to subscribe if you haven't yet. It's been really fun making these videos every week. I've kind of got my schedule now. Every Wednesday I'm trying to aim for a video to be uploaded. I'm really having fun with it. I hope you guys have enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.